right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to remember that we're looking at measures of central tendency. So we're going to be looking at things that we've all done in grade 6 and grade 7, your mean, your mode, your median. Those are the three things we're going to be touching on today. And the way, excuse me, I feel like there's something stuck in my throat. The way we're going to be doing this is we're going to be using frequency tables. And that's what we did in lesson 1. We were looking at frequency tables, and these are the frequency tables that we looked at. This was the last one that we looked at last time. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to populate this frequency table. Okay, I'm going to skip the tally. I think we're old enough to not have to use a tally anymore. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the frequency here. And then over here, I'm going to put in the cumulative frequency. Who remembers, who was here on Monday and who can remind us, how do we calculate for the cumulative frequency? Entle, hello Entle.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you doing, my sweetie?
I'm sick.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What happened?
I don't know, ma'am, but like it's something that has to do with pains and my chest problems. Like breathing problems.
Are you feeling okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Hang in there. You know, I'm so glad that even though you're sick, I mean, it's not a completely good thing, but at least you were able to join us. I'm happy that you're able to join us still. Okay, I'm gonna be, what do they say from Bridgerton where they go? Sorrows, prayers. We're praying for you. Okay, all right. Okay, my sweetie. So we said the cumulative frequency is when we
when you want to calculate cumulative frequency, you add your frequency with the other frequency to get your second cumulative frequency.
Excellent. So I want you to do this one with me. Let's start this one together. All right. So the first interval is between 20 and 28. Let's count how many of those we have. We've got, there's a 20, the 20 and 20. And we've got 27 and 27. So how many of those are there that go in between 20 and 28?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. There's 6 of them. Great. So my frequency is going to be 6 and my cumulative frequency will be 6 again. Now, let's look at for how many go under the 29 to 37 column. There's a 27 there. There's a 34 and a 34 and a 31 and a 35 and a 30. Oh, these are a lot. Okay. How many of those do we have?
6 again.
Good. 6. Now, explain to me what's going to happen to my cumulative frequency. What's my new value going to be?
It's going to be 12.
Good, because we're going to take 6 plus 6 and add those two together, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Beautiful. All right, let's keep going. And they don't go away. Let's keep going. All right,
okay.
Next one is going to be in between 38 and 46. So there's a 38, 38, 39, 42, and 46. We must also include 46. All right, how many of those do we have there?
5.
So this new frequency over here is going to be 5. What is my cumulative frequency going to be?
17.
Beautiful, 17. And then between 47 and 55, how many do we have?
3.
1, 2, 3. Beautiful. And then we know that our frequency is 3 and our cumulative frequency will be?
20.
Beautifully done. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Enke. You did that wonderfully. Even though you're not feeling well, you still got it. I see you. You still got it. Well done. Amazing.
Thank you,
amazing. Okay. Oh, love it. Okay. So Enke's done the hard work for us. Okay. Because this is basically it, right? This is basically it. Yes, Princess. And then Princess puts her hands down. How? Princess. Okay. All right. So, hi, Shaded.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, ma'am. I wanted to ask, would you consider this the hard work? Because if you say this is the hard work, then that means it's going to get easier. It
is, because the rest of it is calculator work. Okay.
Oh, no, then that's fine. Okay, I see.
I know it's because you suspect that I'm gonna do something nasty. I'm not gonna do anything nasty. It's fine.
No. It's maths. Come on now. It's maths. Math gets harder all the time.
No, but I tell you, Shaden, this section, even in matric, you can get 100% for this section. I tell
Looks
you.
like it. It
It's
looks
so
like it.
For
Take
yes,
it.
like I said, remember, for now.
For now. Not yet.
It's not.
For now.
Okay, all right. Let's continue with what we're going to do next. So now we're going to use this cumulative frequency, and we're going to use it to determine the median and the mode. Now, Tinswalo, I skipped the tally because I think we're old enough to not have to use a tally. And also I want to use that last column for something else. Right, so now if we have to calculate for the median, we know that the median is going to be the number right in between these numbers, correct? So we know that the median is the middle number. And the way we're going to figure out where the median is we're going to look for the middle number from our frequency and use that number to find it that way. Okay, so we know that the total frequency that we found from our cumulative frequency is 20, right? Yes, Mamelo? Hi, Mamelo.
Hey, ma'am.
Hi, my sweetie, what's up?
Can you please scroll down a little bit?
Scroll down, you like that way or the other way?
No, the other way.
Other way, like that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, are we okay with this?
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So what we're going to do, guys, to use the frequency table, if we want to find the median, we are going to take half of the cumulative frequency, and half of the cumulative frequency is going to be 10, correct? Good, yes, Oratilo, you're correct. It's the number that's going to appear, excuse me, it's the number that's going to appear when we arrange them in order. But if you think about this, Oratilo, they technically already have been arranged in order. But the problem here is that we have intervals, okay? We have intervals. So our median is going to fall in a particular interval, right? So in order for us to tell which interval it falls under, okay, we need to note that our median is going to fall in between here. Give me a thumbs up if you understand why I'm saying in between these two numbers. If our median, the middle of our cumulative frequency is 10, then our median needs to fall in between here. Agreed? Thank you, Mawande. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Okay, I'm going to explain. And I knew this would happen. All right, so do you guys agree that between 20 and 28, there are 1 all the way to 6 numbers? Give me a yes if that makes sense. They can only be between 1 and 6 numbers. Yes? Good. Yes, excellent. That means that if my next cumulative frequency reading is 12, that means that all the numbers in here have to fall in between 7 and 12. Yes? Are we in agreement? Give me a thumbs up. Excellent. What about these numbers, this cumulative frequency? Which two numbers is these cumulative frequencies going to land in between? Where are we going to go? From 13 up until? Thank you, Mawande. Beautiful, Kimelo. Good. Between 13 and 17. Those numbers there, right? And for the last interval, where is it going to fall? Between 18 and 20. Excellent. All right. Yes, Princess.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, my sweetie. What's up?
Ma'am, okay, you actually lost me by the like 1 to 6. You lost me there entirely because I was following and then I don't know where I went. I just
Hold on. Okay, look. Let's say here, when we counted everything in between 20 and 28, there were 6 numbers, right? So if I asked you, where in between which interval does the value number 3 fall? It would have to be somewhere here. That number would have to be between 20 and 28, right? The third value would have to be in between 20 and 28 because I can only look for the first and the 6th value in that section. Right. Now, if I asked you, which value would be the 9th value? Where would the 9th value fall? The 9th value would have to be in between here, correct? Because all the values between 7 and 12 fall in that category. Is that making sense?
yeah.
The 9th value would have to be either a 30 or a 31 or a 34 because it's in between that interval. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Don't go away, Princess. Now, we're looking for the median. And what we did to find the median is we took the cumulative frequency and we divided it by 2. Now, we know what our cumulative frequency is. It's 20. We took half of the cumulative frequency. So that's going to be half of 20. And that is 10. So if we're looking for the number in the 10th position, which interval is it going to fall into?
Would it be between, wait, sorry, which numbers again?
The 10th position, the number in the 10th position. Which interval would it fall under?
Would it fall between 7 and 12?
Right. So the interval that we're looking for is the one between 7 and 12. So our median lies there. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And Alexander, we're getting to that in just a bit. Thank you, Alexander. We're going to get to that. That's why I actually left that last part. But is it making sense, Princess?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think it's because today we started like this part and my teacher started only teaching like about the median mode and what you call it, median mode and
median mode, mean and range.
No, not range. We haven't got into the range part. It's
but you've done median mode and mean, yes?
Yes, the median mode and mean. We
Excellent.
just
That's exactly what we're doing today. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, my sweetie. Thanks for helping. Okay, I hope you understand how we got to 29, between 29 and 37. Do you get? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to explain something quickly because Alexander is making perfect sense, right? When he says that we can use the midpoint times the frequency divided by 2, 100%, right? But in this case, we can only do that if we've put the numbers out, okay? All right, here's what I mean. Your 5-number summary, two lessons from now. So next week, okay? Because in order to do the 5-number summary, I need to teach range, interquartile range, percentiles. I need to teach all of that first. Okay. All right. So the issue with that is if we're not given a set of data, okay, and I understand where you're coming from, Alexander, but if we're not given a set of data and all we are given is intervals, then it's going to be difficult for us to pinpoint a particular number. Okay, so we can't say that the median is 32. Okay. We can't say that, especially when they haven't given us all the numbers. In this case, we could organize the numbers, but when they haven't done that, the only thing we can do is find the interval in which the median falls under. Yes, yes, Shaden.
Ma'am, you said it would be difficult if we don't have data. Wouldn't it be pointless if we don't have data? Or is there a way and it's just very difficult to find data or to get data?
Okay, so what I mean by that is, let's say, for instance, they didn't, in this question, they didn't give us the stuff up top here. All they did was give us the interval, right? And then we have to calculate for the median. We're not going to be able to find the median. All we're going to be able to know is that the median falls here. We don't know which number in between there, but it's one of those numbers. You understand what I'm saying?
It does
Which
sound very difficult.
It's not difficult. Not at all. Which interval represents?
I'm trying to say, like, to find the, I think you said to find the numbers, something like that. If we don't have the data.
Because we don't have all the information. What I mean is, in between here, Shaden, there's the number 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. We know that the median is over here, but which of those numbers is it?
I don't know.
So that's why I'm saying, if we don't have enough data, we can only point at an interval where the median falls.
Okay, making sense.
Okay, right? So we can only say the median is here. Whether with whichever number it is, we don't know, but we know which interval it falls under.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we know that the median will fall under this particular interval, but unless we arrange the information, we won't be able to know which one. And when when Alexander says we're going to take the midpoint of each of these, we are going to do that, but in a question that involves all of them. All right, I just want you guys to pay attention to where we are finding the median. Sorry, maybe I should write this out. CF stands for cumulative frequency. Sorry, sorry, Tinswalo, sorry. Tinswalo is like, I thought it was common factor. No, my sweetie, it's not common factor, it's cumulative frequency. All right, so now I'm gonna ask you guys, okay, if we had to determine the mode, right, or the modal interval, let's call it the modal interval. Which interval is that going to be? Hi, Princess.
Ma'am, I wanted to, like, you see where you said when you said CF means cumulative frequency, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna say half, and then, like, let's take the 12 one. You're going to say like half, open bracket 12 in there, and then say equal, and then you get your answer.
Okay, yes, you're gonna say half times. Okay, but in this case, we want the total. Remember, this cumulative frequency means the total of the frequencies. Okay, it means the total of the frequency column. So because we want the median of the complete set of data, then we're going to take the halfway point of all of the information, which is the highest cumulative frequency value. Okay.
Yes.
So we can't say half of 12. No, we need to say how many points of data do we have altogether? Where is halfway in all of those, which is 10. Am I making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how many data points do you have altogether? We have 20. What is the half point of 20? 10. So we're looking for the value in between there. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Make sense? You're
Yes,
very
ma'am.
welcome. All right, excellent. Okay, so let's Before I take Enkle and Dinswala's question, let's just do the modal interval quickly. We said that the number that shows up the most, or the numbers that show up in the interval the most, is that 6 and that one. I feel like Enkle and Dinswala were going to answer this question for me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for you guys to put your hands down. Okay, so it's going to be both of these because they're both high. So which two modal intervals? Remember, guys, the intervals are over here. Which two modal intervals are they, or which modal intervals do we have? And then you can put your hand up and tell me the modal intervals at least. Thank you, Ritsefile. All right, excellent. 20 to 28 and which other one? Because you are allowed to have more than one mode. Good, Alexander, good, that's it. 29 to 37. Okay, no worries, no worries, Ms. Lydia. I have many more questions that we're going to look at. All right, okay, before we continue, yes, Alicia, sorry, we do use the cumulative frequency we end up with, yes, for the median. All right, before we continue, I just want to ask you guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are we that we can answer a question about the median and the mode? And I know I should probably get like 2s and, ooh, Alexander says 11. Okay, 5, 10, 9.5, 8.5, 9, 8, 8, 10s. Somebody just wrote nope. Who was that? Hi, Sia.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to ask, for the modal intervals, do we only look at the frequency?
For the modal intervals, we look for the,
Yes,
we look at the frequency. Because remember, this is the count, right? This is the count. We counted how many of them we have. And this is how many we're counting. So how many fall into this interval? The one with the most intervals. Because we counted the most in those intervals. Okay.
Okay, yes, ma'am. We look at the frequency, so the number that occurred the most, and then we go back to the scores being the intervals.
That's it. Correct. Okay. Good question. All right, please mute for me, my sweetie. Don't forget to mute. How -10. All right. Okay, let's look at another example. All right. Here's another example that we've got here. Right. It says here, the number of days that children were missing from school due to sickness in 1 year was recorded. Right. The same questions are going to apply. Determine the median and the modal interval. Median and modal interval. Okay, now I don't like it when it looks like this. I want it the other way. So I'm going to add in my own little table. I don't like it when it looks down. I want it this way so that I can calculate my frequency nicely, my cumulative frequency nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put my intervals here, and nobody judge my drawing. I know you guys. Okay, I'm going to say here, days sick, right? And then I'm going to go 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, 21 to 25, right? And then my frequency, they've already given me my frequency, right? So I know that this is F for frequency. Thank you, Shaden. Thank you. So this is 12, this is 11, this is 10, this is 4, and this is 3. Now, let's look at cumulative frequency, guys. Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you. Ma'am is the best. Yes, I'm the best at drawing. Thank you so much. Hey, when a princess. Okay, so our cumulative frequency, we're going to go 12. And then for this interval over here, guys, anybody want to fill in these values for me for the cumulative frequency? Guys, where does the D3 come from? Swela, do you want to add in these values for me, my sweetie? How are you doing, Swela?
I'm good, and you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. All right, let's finish up the cumulative frequency. What are we going to get here?
It's going to be 23.
23, good. And then in the next one?
33.
Good.
33.
Plus 4.
33 plus 4. 37.
37 plus 3.
40.
40. Good. So we know that the cumulative frequency all the way at the end is 40. Now we want the median, Swella. So we're going to find the median, we're going to take half of the final cumulative frequency. What is the final cumulative frequency?
40.
40. Good. So what is half of 40 though?
20.
20. Correct. 20. So we know we need to go look at the interval where 20 lies. Right.
20 lies between. I get it. Okay. Okay. The second row, I think like 6 to 10, because we need to find n less than or greater than. Yeah, that 20 is less than or greater than.
Good. Beautifully done. The
Ma'am.
reason is because in between here, it will be everything in between 1 and 12. And over here, this will be everything in between 11 and 23. So 20 is going to lie right in the middle of that one, right? So 20. Yes, Masudi. So you're correct about that.
Ma'am, for the median, I prefer using like this formula where like is EF over 2, where the EF stands for equal frequency.
Okay, yes. So I'm doing the same thing because half times something is the same as divided by 2. Okay. Yeah. All right, so it's kind of the same thing. All right. Thank you, my sweetie. Well done. You gave us the correct answer. Okay, so I see some people are a little bit lost. Okay, so we said that all together, guys, the school recorded 40 people who had sick days. Do we agree? Yes, they reported 46 people. Right. Now, we want to know the median, like the middle number of 6 days, like right in the middle. How many people calculate the middle sick days of sick days? I don't think I'm saying that correctly. The English is not Englishing. Right. What is not the most and not the least number? Right. The most, not the most and not the least number of days. The number of days that most kids are missing, like right in the middle. Right. That will be the 20th child. The 20th child will be the one who will tell us what has happened. This is the 20th child. Right. Now, if we have to go find how long was the 20th child sick? For how many days was this 20th child sick? Between 6 and 10 days. Alicia, is that making sense? Because the 20th child is in between here, the 20th child was sick between 6 and 10 days. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense, guys. I have been found. Thank you, NK. I love that I found you. You were lost and now I found you. Okay. Somebody's saying 16 and 20. Mawande says, why isn't it 16 and 20? Mawande, okay, make that make sense. Okay, Atlehan, do you want to ask a question? Where did I lose you, Maswidi? All right, guys, find me the modal interval. What is the modal interval? You can pop your answer in the chat. That's it, Alexander. Good. What is my modal interval? One to 5. Correct. Because the most kids were sick or absent for between 1 to 5 days. Yes, Buntle?
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask you, like, you know, when it comes to the median, like the mode is quite easy for me, but when it comes to the median on how to find the median, it's very confusing for me. I don't understand.
Oh, okay, but imagine if I had a list of 8 numbers, right? If I had a list of 8 numbers, I'm just going to pick 8 numbers at random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's stop it there. Right. Now, I'm going to ask you, if we had to count this and make it a frequency, do you agree that I have 2 1s? Correct? There's 2 of them.
Yes.
Good. And then I have 1 2, and I have 1 3, and I have 2 4s.
2 4.
Right? And I have 1 5, and I have 1 6. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I have to ask you, how many numbers do I have altogether?
6.
No. How many numbers do I have altogether? You take all of these and you would add them up, right? You'd say 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Oh,
Right?
That's 8.
Good, it's 8. Correct, it's 8. Now, I have to ask you now, okay, where is the middle number? The median, the number right in the middle. Right.
That was 3.
It would have to be the 4th
3.
number, correct?
Oh, the 4th one. Okay.
Right. So remember, this one we would have to count it twice, right? So we'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that our median would fall in between these 2 numbers, correct?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now imagine we have this in a table and this thing just says 3 to 4. Do you agree? Because my median is in between 3 and 4, this would be my interval.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why we're choosing it this way. We've taken 8 and we've divided it by 2, and we've gone and we found the interval that, or we've taken 40 and found the 20th value, because we know that our median is going to fall right in between the 2 of those. Okay, right in between that particular interval.
Oh, so the 20, did you divide the 20 by 2?
Or if we divide the 40 by 2, we're going to end up at the 20th value. Because
Yes,
we have 40 values altogether. So if we divide 40 by 2, it's going to put us right in the middle of where we want. But we don't know what that number is. We don't know which number of days it is. All we know is that the number of days that this child was sick was in between 6 and 10 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's why we're saying if the median child is the 20th child, the 20th child was sick for between 6 and 7 days. Am I making?
Okay, makes much more sense now.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Maswidi. Keep those questions coming. I love to hear it. All right. Refilwe, what's up, Maswidi?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Maswidi, what's up?
Ma'am, can I ask something unrelated to this topic? It's related to the last topic that we did.
Okay, Maswidi, I'm going to ask you to hold that until I'm done with this, and then I'll take your question, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, Maswidi. All right, we'll have a conversation. Now, just mute for me, please, Refilwe. All right. For any of you who would like some extra practice, here you go. Remember to make your frequency tables. And you can take a screenshot of this. You've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're moving on. This is extra practice if you need it. Yes, Alexander, you do. But in this case, remember, you need to put it in a frequency table. Okay, so it's going to look a lot more, it's going to look a lot more different than it would. Okay, than if we just had to put it in ascending order. But we're going to get to those kinds of questions. Okay, all right, let's have a look at the mean. Okay, all right, and what do I mean by the mean? Teacher Nels, do you want to help Chelsea out with the screenshot on a computer? Okay, because it's not as difficult. All right, so I've got the answer over here, right? I've got the answer over here. But when we calculate the mean, we're going to look at something called the, okay, well, the mean is actually the average. Okay, so if somebody asked you, like, what is the average number of goals your team scores? You can't just be like, let me find the middle ground. No, maybe it's not the middle ground. Maybe you guys scored, at games, you guys scored 3 goals more than every other game. So consistently, you guys were scoring 3 goals, but Chiparo, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right, so we want to we want to now consider that the other team, shame, poor other team. All right, we want to consider what the average is. And the only way we can possibly find the average is if we add all of these up together and we, excuse me, and then we multiply or we divide by how many games we've played. We're going to add up all our goals, and then we're going to divide by the number of games we played. Now, instead of calculating for the cumulative frequency this time, which we will in a table later on, what we're going to calculate for is the number of goals times the frequency. All right. Hi, Chelsea.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry for disturbing you. If
No
you
worries.
please scroll up so that I can
Suga,
screenshot.
you've got 3 seconds to hear.
Thank you. I'm done.
All right. Are you done?
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay. As I was saying before, Chelsea made me do what she made me do on my own. Okay. We're going to multiply each of these together, and they're going to give us a frequency. Right. So if we scored 0 goals in 8 games, how many goals did we score altogether? Yes, NK?
0.
Good. Right. But if we scored 1 goal in 10 games, how many goals did we score?
10.
All right. I'm just going to ask you to keep going down the line. Keep going.
24.
4.
9. 20.
Good. And
10.
10. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to do the cumulative frequency very quickly because I didn't add a thingy for the cumulative frequency. But if we want the total number of games we played, do you agree with me, Entle? We're just going to add all of these things up.
Yes.
Good. So do you want to add all of these numbers up for me and tell me how many games did we play?
We played 40.
40 games. Good. Now, my question now is, how many goals did we score in the 40 games that we played?
So, like, do I add the other side?
That's it. We're going to add all of them up, right? Guys, it's not 50. It's not 50. Okay, add 0 plus 10 plus 24 plus 9 plus 20 plus 10 would give us?
Oh my God, my answer is so wrong. 73. No wonder I was right.
Good. Okay, 73. Good. So if we want to find the average, we're going to say we scored 73 goals in 40 games, correct?
Yes.
Good. So what we're going to do to find the mean, which we express like this, is we're going to take the number of goals divided by how many games we played. Okay.
So it's 73 divided by 40, which gives us a 1,825.
Okay, so we're going to say that as 1,83, right? Yeah. But now, remember, we can't score 0.83 of a goal. Okay, so let's round up. Let's round up. So we're going to say plus minus how many?
A 1,7.
Oh no, we need to round up to the next whole number. What's that whole number going to be?
This is 2.
2, good. So what that tells me is, of all the games we've played, we've averaged about 2 goals per game. Okay. Is that making sense a little bit? Does that make sense?
Kinda, yeah, it does.
So that means that if we play 40 games, we're more likely to
Score 2 each
score
game.
at least 2 goals. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes we'll score more, sometimes we'll score less, but we're more likely to score about 2 goals per game. Okay, am I making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Okay, like you can see, guys, here's the solution. We've got it down here, and Entle gave it to us beautifully. Right. So if somebody says, what's the average score of your team? It's about 2 goals. It kind of looks like where Liverpool is right now. But yeah, I don't want to say anything bad about my favorite team. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. Oh, Chifaro says, is it always going to be 40 or is it a coincidence? It's just a coincidence. I mean, the Premier League plays what? 37 games? It's just a coincidence. Okay, I want you guys to try one of your own, right? So it says here, no man, this is not the one. Where's the one that I had prepared now? I lost it. Oh, teacher Nels, help me. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, there we go. It says, a survey of 100 households asked how many cars there were in each household. Here is the result given. Calculate the mean number per household. So we need to add in a third column over here. There's our third column. Right? Now Alexander's like 70 cars. No. Alexander, that's not what it means. What this means is 70 households said that they only have 1 car. Does that make sense? Not one household had 70 cars. No, the other way around. 70 households said they had 1 car. How? Mawande is like, that's me. I have 70 cars. Okay. Okay, Mawande. Hi, Princess.
So, ma'am, so if 70 like households have 1 car, does that mean one household has 4 cars?
Yes, there's one house that has 4 cars, but it's not common for many people to for people to have many cars. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's one very rich family. I think this is Cyril Ramaphosa's house. This one.
No, those are rich people. Those are
Yes,
the
those
rich people.
really rich people. Yes, the Julius Malemas. Yes,
Of
they're the.
course.
Do you want to help me tabulate? Do you want to help me fill in this frequency or cars times frequency table, Princess?
Ma'am, let me try for the first time. Let me
Yes,
at least try.
absolutely. Let's do it. Times F. Okay, cool. So, if 5 houses say they have no cars, how many cars do they have altogether?
0.
0. Good. All right, keep going. 70 households say they have 1 car. How many cars is that?
1.
How? No, 70.
Oh, no, sorry, 70.
70. Keep going down the line. 21 household cars. That is
42.
good. 42. 3 households said they have 3
9.
cars. That is good.
9.
And 1 household said 2 cars. So that is
4.
4. Good. So let's calculate our cumulative frequency. We're going to add all of these up together. Right. So 5, 70, 21, 3, and 1 is, well, they actually kind of tell us it's 100, right? They do tell us that they went to 100 households. And in 100 households, how many cars do we find? How many cars did we find? So now we've got to add up all of these.
$125.
Beautiful, 125. Now let's calculate for the mean. Now we're going to do that. X. Now the mean is going to be the number of cars over the number of households. What are we going to get here?
Would you not write 125 over 100?
Good, 125 over 100, and that is equal to
1.25.
1.25, beautiful. Now we can't have comma 25 of a car, right? So in this case, we have to round down, correct? So we can say that the average household has how many cars?
1.
1 car, beautiful. That's it, has 1 car. That's your average household. Princess, beautiful. Amazing. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure. See, I knew you'd get it. You know, it's make sure. I see you, Masudi. Well done. Amazing. All right, guys, give me a thumbs up if the mean using a frequency table makes sense. And then Ganganipo's like, what if I want half a car? Where are you going to get half a car? The mean is the best. Yes, I agree. The median is messy and the mode is easy and the mean is easy. The median, because of that interval, gets a bit messy. We're going to put it all together. Who is still unmuted here? Somebody's still unmuted, making us giggle. Who are you? You need to mute yourself, please. All right, teacher Nels, I'm going to ask you to pop the link to the quiz in the chat because we're going to stop the lesson here today. Thank you so much. Hi, Shaden.
Ma'am, I'm just gonna say for some reason I'm finding the mode the hardest. And the median.
Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this set of data that we've got here. Mode is the highest frequency. Which is the highest frequency?
100.
No. 100. The 100 is the total. In this frequency table, what is the highest?
125.
No, my sweetie. In this column here, in the frequency column.
Oh, 70.
Which is
70.
70, right? So if they say which number of cars shows up the most, you can say most households have how many cars?
Sorry, ma'am, you just late.
Okay, so because the mode is 70, you can say that most households have how many cars?
1.
1. So our mode is 1 car.
Okay, look, I'm gonna go settle this. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go do my thing.
All right, think about it. Remember, the frequency correlates to the interval. All right.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Before you go, Teacher Coco, did you answer the question about quantities? And
quantitative versus quantitative versus qualitative. Oh, yeah. Goodness. Okay. All right. So, Teacher Nels, did you put it in today's quiz?
No, it was a question from a previous lesson. At the beginning of this lesson, somebody asked like the difference between qualitative and quantitative. I mean, qualitative and quantitative data.
Oh, okay. So, he's asking for a question. He means the interval, the quiz. Mawande would like the quiz, please. All right. So quantitative would be like the questions that we were just doing. All right, where we have a set number. We're asking how many cars do households have? How many cars? We're going to get a numerical value out, right? When we ask how many sick days did people take from school? How many sick days? That's going to be quantitative because it comes from the word quantity. Now, qualitative is if I asked you, what's your favorite cool drink? Right? Your favorite cool drink, you're not going to say 7. 7 is not an answer to what's your favorite cool drink. Okay, you're going to say it's Fanta, or it's Coke, or it's juice, or it's a water, or it's Prime. Or Princess says everything except Prime. Good, you learned your lesson. Good, right. So qualitative data is when you give me a word answer. And then I can take that qualitative data and turn it into quantitative data. Okay, then I can say, okay, 17 people say they like Coke, 6 people say they like Fanta, 22 people say they like juice, then I can change that into quantitative. But qualitative data is always data that comes in words. Quantitative data is things like your height. If I ask, how high are you? How tall are you? You'd say, I'm 170 centimeters tall. Things like that. Okay, so anybody who is asking, that's why.